Hi, my name is Tina Reale. Today we'll take a look at pigeon pose and how to do it with proper alignment. Pigeon pose is a wonderful hip opener, but it's also a pose that can be a little uncomfortable for a lot of people, and we want to make sure we do the pose safely and align properly so we protect our joints and are able to fully relax in the pose and get the benefits of pigeon. We'll move into the pose from downward facing dog, spreading the fingers wide, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back into your down dog. Draw the feet towards one another. Inhale, lift the right leg up, hips square to the bottom of the mat. Draw the right knee through on an exhale, bringing the right knee to the right wrist, and the right ankle sets down between the left hip and the left wrist. Where it sets down depends on your hip openness. You want to choose a place that's comfortable and doesn't feel any pulling. If getting the hips down isn't happening for you, add some height. Bring the floor to you with a block or a blanket. It feels really nice. Now let's set up that proper alignment. First, check the back leg. Are your toes extending out in one line from the hip? You can also tuck the toes, lengthen that leg back to feel a greater stretch and opening into the front of the left hip. Check your right leg. Is your right knee in line with your right hip? Don't have it swaying out to the side or turned in. You want it directly in line with the hip. Check and make sure your foot is in a comfortable position. Flex or floint like a pointed foot, but flexing through the toes, spreading the toes of that right foot to help protect the knee, keeping both legs active. Lengthen the inner thighs away from each other. Turn your chest and hips so they face directly to the top of the mat. Draw the low belly in, lengthen the tailbone down, lift up through the spine, maybe even arcing slightly back. On an exhale, you begin extending over the leg, bringing the arms down in a comfortable position. Keep lengthening inner thighs away from each other, staying active through the feet, flexing, flointing through those toes of the bent leg. Forearms come down, or maybe you stack fists on top of fists and relax the head down. Maybe extend the arms all the way out and relax the forehead down to the mat. Choosing an option that feels comfortable and right for your body. In hip openers, we can't force the pose. We have to fully relax and let go, and that's how we move deeper into our hip opener poses especially. So choose a space that allows you that freedom of the body. You don't want to feel your shoulders hunching up around your ears. You don't want to feel your ribs curling in to the spine and causing that roundness into the upper back. You want a long spine. You don't want your hands to be grasping at the mat or clenching your teeth. You want to feel a sense of peace in the pose, even though it can be uncomfortable and feel a little deep and you don't want to stay in it, but find a position that allows you to stay in it and always return to the breath to support you in your pose. You'll hold for 3 to 5 breaths, maybe even up to 10 breaths. In yin classes, you'll hold this pose with support for about 5 full minutes. So choose however long feels right for you. And when you're ready to come back, you walk your hands up on an inhale, plant the hands down, tuck the back toes, and step back into down dog, moving gently and mindfully. And then you'll move through to the other side, lifting the left leg and bringing it through. To come out of the pose, you can also just swing that back leg around, always moving mindfully, and move into the pose on the other side that way. Choose what works for you. Always choose the modifications that feel right for your body so the yoga can do its work how it's supposed to. I hope these tips and alignment pointers help you out, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Get opening those hips with your pigeon pose. Namaste.